Light, fluffy, and gluten-free? These words are not usually used in the same sentence. Hey, I'm Cassie, the gluten-free mom, and my goal is to challenge this idea by making foods you would never know are gluten-free. Today I did that with these gluten-free carrot cake cupcakes. These gluten-free cupcakes taste like the real deal. Honestly, probably even better than the real deal. But before I start, I wanted to give a quick shout out to one of my subscribers for the recipe idea. I do take recipe requests. If you need help turning a favorite recipe gluten-free, I love a good challenge. Okay, let's first start off with the dry ingredients. First thing we'll need is a gluten-free flour. This is my favorite that I like to use. Now, it does have the gluten-free wheat in it. Let me find it. Gluten-free wheat. So if you have a wheat allergy, then definitely don't use this stuff. But if you don't, it's the best. It will make your food not dense like all the other gluten-free food out there. Okay, we're also going to need granulated sugar, baking soda, baking powder, salt, cinnamon, nutmeg, brown sugar. Now, if you do have a wheat allergy and you need a different type of flour, this stuff is pretty good too, the Bob's Red Mill gluten-free flour. You just want to make sure that whatever gluten-free flour you have has xanthan gum. That is what holds it together and makes it good. But we are going to use this. You gotta try it, it's the best. Italians know how to make good gluten-free stuff. Okay, first thing is the 1 1/4 cup of gluten-free flour. This is the Caputo Pure Glute gluten-free flour that I mentioned. Yummy. Okay. This is the secret to not having dense cupcakes. 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. 1/2 cup of packed light brown sugar. You can probably hear my kids in the background. 3/4 teaspoon of the baking soda. You know that I don't live in a completely gluten-free household because everything is marked gluten-free. Even though, let's be honest, I'm the only one that bakes in this house. Still, just in case you never know, it's good to mark it gluten-free. Especially stuff like your peanut butter, because that gets breadcrumbs in it. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And mix. All right, that dough is ready to go. All we need for the wet ingredients are eggs, oil, vanilla extract, yogurt, and of course, the carrots. All right, let's get to it. So, starting off here, 2 carrots. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1/2 cup of yogurt, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, and then the worst part of the whole recipe, we have to grate 1 1/2 cups of this. I've had these carrots sitting in my fridge for probably like a week. I've just been dreading grating them. I do want to know, do any of you guys have the grating attachment on the KitchenAid mixer? In my mind, that would make things so much easier, but I don't know if that is actually true. Let me know in the comments below if you use the KitchenAid grater and if it's actually easier. I really want to get it. I just haven't bit the bullet yet. Haven't bit the bullet yet, but this is way too difficult. My arms get tired. Sometimes I have to ask my husband to come in and grate it for me. Whew. I'm already tired of grating and I've only done that much. There's gotta be a better way, someone tell me. All right, let's see how much I've grated so far. I need 1.5 cups. Oh no. Oh, all right, I'm gonna find a better way. I'll be back. After digging around in my cabinet for a little bit, I found this. Let's see if this is any better. Okay, I probably should chop this up a little bit first. I'm skeptical. Okay, ready? Nope, I need 2 hands for this. I'll be back. This was definitely the move. Ready? Good enough. This is more of a chop than a grate, so this is going to taste very carroty. But I kind of love that. Mixed with the cream cheese frosting. It'll be so, so good. Okay, now we made progress. We're so much closer now. Yay. Okay, I'm at 1 cup of carrot. Finally. This is the only hard part of the recipe. I promise everything else is pretty easy. Let's get probably 2 more carrots. So this is going to take me about 3 to 4 full-size carrots. Okay, so here's my last 1/2 cup of, I'll be honest, this is more like a finely chopped carrot, but I just did not have the arm strength today to grate 1.5 cups of carrot. That's a lot. Okay, let's mix. So the KitchenAid attachment that you're going to see me using is actually not the best attachment to use. I will show you a picture of the one you actually should use. I just could not find it for the life of me today, so we are just going to make this one work. Unlock. Just really make sure we're getting all that flour in the bottom mixed in nicely. Ooh, this looks so good. All right, finish mixing. Now you could also go ahead and add 1/2 cup of either chopped walnuts or pecans. That would be really, really good in this. All right, let's check that. Okay, these are ready, yay! Once again, if you have celiac and anyone else is cooking in your kitchen, just want to make sure that whatever you're cooking on, you want to protect those surfaces just in case there is contamination. So in my case, this cupcake tray is the same cupcake tray that I used to use before I found out I had celiac. So I cleaned it a bunch of times really good. I put it through the dishwasher, but just in case, I always still just line it. Makes me feel better, and plus then it's just easier to clean, so I always like to use some silicone liners. I'll link these below. And now we just fill. I am so excited to see how these turn out with a little bit of chunkier carrots. I think it'll be really good. It'll make it taste extra carroty. $3.25, in they go. Time to make the frosting. First, you need 1 stick of unsalted butter. Boop. Next, you need 8 ounces of cream cheese. And make sure this is secure, especially if your stuff is not melted all the way like mine's not. All right, this is actually the correct paddle attachment for making the frosting. Oh no. I would make sure your butter is room temperature first so that you don't have this happen. Let's just go faster and see what happens. Mix it until there's no chunks. While that mixes, we're gonna get the next steps ready, which is 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, last thing we'll add is our powdered sugar. Before we add the powdered sugar, let's just make sure everything is blended nicely. Scrape down the sides. Okay, final step. Okay, here's the second cup. Woo! 3 cups of powdered sugar so far. The fourth cup of powdered sugar. There it is. Cream cheese frosting is ready. Here it is. Completely gluten-free, light and fluffy. No dense gluten-free cupcakes here.